What is up, guys? Sam from the Madden YouTube channel. Today's video, we're going to be taking a look at a one-play score against every zone coverage shell in Madden 20, and this will be in the Oakland Raiders playbook. But before we do that, please do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. Also, make sure you guys hit that notification bell so you're notified every day when I upload here to the Madden YouTube channel. If you guys want to watch me play Madden 20 live, you guys can find me on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/ZanMadden. The link is below in the description, and I do have exclusive sub-only content for my Twitch Prime and Tier 1 subscribers. My Tier 2 subscribers will receive my full Washington Redskins Hot Route Master offense on top of those sub tips that go out each and every Friday, and you can find me live daily on the channel at 2 p.m. Central Time. Okay, guys, without further ado, let's get into today's video. We are going to be in the Oakland Raiders playbook, and the play that we are going to be looking at is going to be the gun bunch tight end PA boot over. Now, you can see that I did use this play a fair amount early on in the year. A good almost 500 calls. Now, some of the stats from this are from labbing, and you know, the yards per play might be a little bit inflated, but this is a play that I do use out of the gun bunch tight end when I run the Oakland Raiders playbook, whether it be a bomb play, you know, end of half, end of game scenario, because this is a play that can beat every single coverage, even cover two over the top for the one play score. So let's go ahead and start this off here. The way that you're going to want to set this up is you're going to put your best overall receiver as the outside receiver on the bunch side. He's going to be the one that's getting the target. So obviously, if you can make this work, you want to post flag elite at this spot. This will really help you. Another thing I would recommend is matchup nightmare in the event that they drop a linebacker deep down the middle of the field. That way you can aggressive catch that player in the middle of the field because it's a linebacker against a matchup nightmare. If you guys play mutt, that would be a huge ability to put on this receiver for this purpose, because a lot of people will try to bomb proof their cover two by dropping that mid-read zone into a deep middle third instead. And that's going to leave them one-on-one with a wide receiver. And if you have matchup nightmare, it just guarantees the catch. So really, really helps. So let's go ahead and start this off here. We're going to be looking at this. First, let's go ahead and break it down against cover three. This is the really easy one. We all know this route, the route combination that does a good job at beating this. And quite simply, all you need to do is put something that attacks, you know, 10 to 15 yards on the short sideline. So the tight end on a 10-yard out route would work. I like to put the B receiver on a whip. The reason I do that is if you have QB playmaker, obviously whip routes that are being playmakered are kind of the rage right now, and some of the bunch offenses out there. It gives you the option to playmaker him as he cuts over the middle and then playmaker him straight up field, or allow him to return to the flat. If your opponent is blitzing, they have to guard that. Then you can playmaker it back over the middle. It keeps their user low underneath and allows you to really get up top for the one play scores. Plus, playmakers can be decoys where if they are baiting the deep route and you playmaker, they might stop or freeze and give up the extra separation to that route. I've seen a number of players kind of flinch on a playmaker just as a decoy. So the B route is not something you really throw to unless you're facing a blitz or, you know, they cover the deep bomb and you have to playmaker. So basically, that's the purpose of the B receiver's route. Now, as far as the rest against cover three, we're going to streak the Y receiver and smart route the post. Smart routing the post brings it from a break at about, you see the ball spotted on the 20-yard line. You notice that it's breaking at the 36, 37. It's basically breaking about 17 yards. You want to be able to break it down at about 10 yards, 11 yards, because you want that route getting across the field over the top of the short side third more quickly. So as far as blocking, I like to block the running back. You can obviously set up your cut block or your double team on the edge if you want to try to roll to the bomb side. But in general, this play, you see right here, you can playmaker the B. Otherwise, you're just going to go ahead and throw this post over the top. Now, obviously, dashing dead eye on a quarterback, that would help significantly. Matt Ryan does not have that ability, but you see that pocket is so open deep over the top of that outside corner on the short sideline to make this work. We'll go ahead and do this again here. Hopefully we get the protection we're looking for. Yeah, you see right there, Julio's open. We go ahead and throw this ball all the way over the top. Easy, easy one-play score against your cover three. This will work against your cover three inverts as well. So the players that like to run that big nickel over G, cover three invert, this is something that you could do very, very easily to beat this coverage for a one-play score. Now, again, you see right here how this whip route is also another route that you can throw. It does a really good job of getting to the flat, especially against those purple zones, which are pretty popular this year. That is an underneath check down option that you do have available. But as you can see, there's no slot apprentice, no hot route master needed. This is just a simple setup that beats cover three for an easy one-play score. Again, we'll kind of show you here. Here's the post route. That outside third breaks down. We go ahead and throw this route all the way over the top to the short sideline. Easy one-play score. Now let's go ahead and move on to cover two. This is probably the tougher of the coverages to bomb in the game. just because deep halves are a little bit harder to manipulate. So we're gonna have a slightly different setup here against your cover two. Again, we're still running the play PA boot over. And what you're going to do is, we'll call it nickel package here. What you're going to do on this is, I like to kind of go with a high-low flood on the sideline and a tight end delay fade. So this is the route combination I use. I do not smart route the post route on this play. Now, what I want to show you here is, if I were to snap from this alignment, I want you to watch the deep half safety on the right. The deep half safety will play with great respect to this route. And you'll notice that it's not going to get over the top. You see how he plays? And we can't really throw this ball to Julio Jones. So I'm going to go ahead and just let him swat that so Julio Jones goes out of the zone. So what we need to do on this play is widen out the grid of Julio Jones. So the where he's running the route is allowing that safety to respect the route and the potential for it to break into his zone. So you see right here, when Julio's running this route down the seam, he does get a free release. And then now he's got the option to go right to the post. And you see that this post is ready for it to break his way. So what we're going to do is, we're going to widen out Julio Jones's route. And because there's nothing attacking that deep half safety on the right, initially, he's going to try to drift over to help near center field, allowing Julio Jones to get over the top. So we'll do a little baby motion snap to the outside. He's going to run his route. He gets a little outside release. And then now we're going to go ahead and throw this ball all the way over the top of that deep half safety for an easy one-play score. Now, if you guys watch me run my wing tight U offense on my stream, you're going to notice that I do a very similar thing to a tight end route that gets open in my wing tight U offense. So this is a beater that I do use to surprise a lot of cover two users, because widening out Julio Jones's route, you see right there, we actually left that drag underneath. You can still throw that ball easy for the one-play score with that B route on the shallow cross as well. So you could split a cover two zone, but realistically, you want that guy breaking down towards center field because there's nothing attacking him. So you see right here, this is kind of what it looks like. And we go ahead and go to this motion snap. Julio Jones is going to run his route. No outside release here, but you see how that safety still, kind of breaks down on that play. And we are able to throw that over the top. So we'll go ahead and do this again. Again, I ran right into a sack right there. Don't worry about that so much. Here's your play art against cover two. Dashing dead eye preferred on this, obviously. But you see right here, he gets a nice little release, no press. We're going to roll out, set our feet, and bombs away over the top of your cover two for an easy one-play score. So that's how you're going to beat the Tampa 2. Now, we go back to the beginning of the video, obviously. We talked about how important it was for many players that play cover two to take one of these linebackers. And a lot of times you'll see in like these sub packages, they'll put like a Taylor Mays or an Ed Reed or a Tillman or a Polamalu at this spot. And instead of a mid-read zone, they'll just drop him straight back here into this area of the field. Now, imagine why I said matchup nightmare is preferred, because if you're going to get this guy giving up the deep throw over the top, if they drop a middle third to this player and he's back here with Julio Jones, that's still considered a linebacker. So because it's still considered a linebacker, the matchup nightmare says if you're one-on-one with a linebacker and you have matchup nightmare, they automatically give you the catch animation. So what it ends up with is you have the ability to slap matchup nightmare and post flag elite on this route. And if they run cover two with the middle linebacker deep over the middle of the field, this is a throw that you can make an aggressive catch that linebacker. If they don't put him there, obviously this is the result where it's just an easy walk-in touchdown against your cover two. Let's go ahead and show this one more time against the cover two here. Again, our route combination looks like so. And we are going to motion snap, widen out the grid of Julio Jones. That way he gets this release. And that guy floats down to center field, and we throw that ball all the way over the top to Julio for that one-play score. So that is how we're going to be able to bomb the cover two. Now let's move on to cover four drop show two. This is everyone's favorite 3-4 odd. I don't know how to play defense, so I'm just going to let my defense do all the work for me, and I'm not going to cover anything. That's how everyone that runs this tends to play, or they basically blitz everyone. Either way, you're going to be able to beat this if you can pick up the pressure or, withstand the rush. So if you're to face the cover four drop show two, what we're going to do here on this particular play is we're going to stick with the same route combination that we used against cover two, this exact same route combo. And we're still going to even do the motion snap, because what you're going to notice is that Julio is going to get out wide, and those two deep players on the right side of the field stay low, allowing us to throw this ball all the way over the top. Now, obviously preferred to have a big strong arm quarterback. this throw will require the most throw power of any of the beaters. So if you can get to 99 throw power in Mutt, you know, that's advisable, just because you're going to have to be able to throw this ball away from the inside quarter on the left side of the field. So you watch Earl Thomas right here. He's the one you really have to be able to beat with this throw. So once he crosses his face, that's when you make this throw. You see, if you leave it just a little bit closer, Earl can make that break on the ball. Obviously, Matt Ryan doesn't have 99 throw power, but if you guys are playing Mutt, this is something where you're going to be able to, you know, be able to beat that for an easy score. So you can see that this one play score is all earned by the fact that we widen out Julio Jones's route, allowing him to really run this route away. Now you see again, Matt Ryan just doesn't have the throw power. I can't set my feet. I actually have to make that throw on the run. But obviously, if you have a great, you know, a great arm on your quarterback, this is a throw you should be able to make with relative ease. Another thing I will do from time to time is I will actually roll out away from the grain, especially if you have a dashing deadeye. This is a tougher throw to make. But imagine that Matt Ryan had dashing deadeye. You would actually roll out and then turn your body towards Julio and throw him all the way across the field. You see how we're able to get over to that side of the field a little bit easier when you throw across your body. It's not really across your body, but away from your momentum. It's kind of weird how you're able to find a different landmark on the field with that rollout as opposed to rolling right and trying to chuck right. So just another kind of area of the field that you can attack based off of how you want to design your rollout. Again, you see right here, if I were to do this particular snap and kind of float to the right side in the pocket, it's a lot tougher to make this throw all the way over the top. Now, right there, that was actually beautiful. That was a really good one. But the longer you expose yourself rolling outside the pocket, easier it is for people to send spies or send the flat zone and rush you into your throw. You start to dice roll pressure and accurates outside the pocket unless you have gutsy scrambler, things like that. So that's also something to kind of consider on this play. And again, guys, if you are facing your cover 4 drop show too, especially if you're, you know, wanting to, you could use this little whip route. The whip routes are really, really good. You know, you can pick up 5, 6, 7 yards pretty easily. Obviously, if you have QB playmaker, that's another option that you have available to you. And we didn't even touch on the tight end delay. Obviously, the tight end delay is something you could do. But you kind of see here, like right there, you notice how the playmaker icon lit up under Ridley, but because I don't have QB playmaker, he didn't actually change where he was running on the route. That's what I'm saying. It's like if you have QB playmaker, you're going to notice how easy it is to control Ridley. Again, watch this little navy blue circle under Ridley. See right there, I can kind of playmaker him into a little decent tender spot on the field. You know, I'm not saying that that's the throw you have to make, but, you know, you do have the option to kind of throw him into some weird spots on the field that you otherwise might not. Right there, this is obviously Matt Ryan without. That's just a little up and outside, a little 11 o'clock playmaker. You see right here how he breaks into that little void in the field. Maybe you try something like this where you go with a quick flat route to Y, and then you go with the whip route and then use Y to pull down the purple zones, and then you playmaker the whip up into this area of the field right there where you could kind of throw that over the top. Maybe that's something you mix in. Just kind of something to consider there on this play. Don't see a lot of people running this. In particular, this bomb setup with the motion snap. I don't think a lot of people know that if you widen out that release of that deep, deep post, it pulls down zones on the short side of the field. So hopefully this video was informational for you guys. Let me know if you have any questions, comments, concerns, or complaints. And we'll see you guys tomorrow with our next video upload. Until then, this is Zan. Get in the lab and good luck.